In 1 John 5:19, John makes a distinction between some sins that are deadly and some that aren't. In Matthew 11:22, we understand that there are degrees of judgment. Jesus doesn't say that Tyre and Sidon won't receive judgment, and that Chorazin and Bethsaida will. He says their judgment will be more tolerable because of their repentance. John 19:7-11, Judas's punishment is worse than Pilate's. Luke 12:47-48, there's distinct punishments according to the ignorance or the knowledge of the sinner. Revelation 20:13, each were judged according to what they had done. And throughout the Old Testament law, different punishments for different crimes. Some deserve death, others did not. Equal outcome isn't justice. The most important question here is, what is sin? Because you can talk all day about the effects and this and that, but if you don't know what sin is, if you don't grasp the reality of sin in your own heart, not just theoretically, the conversation won't really go very far, or it won't go as far as it could. So what is sin? St. Augustine discerned that evil in and of itself is not a thing. It is either the absence of a thing or the distortion of a thing. The only thing that exists in and of itself is good. Evil is always going to be an absence of a good or the distortion of a good. Evil always exists in a good. It can't exist anywhere else. That's why you will be able to discern that people who promote evil things always say true things. A lie doesn't exist without the truth, but the truth exists without the lie. So, for example, sight is good. Blindness is not a good. Blindness is an evil. Blindness is the absence of the good. Or you can have the distortion of good. Being able to speak, to communicate, to have language. This is good. But people can distort language. People can lie. People can use language to manipulate. So that's the distortion of a good. Evil on its own isn't a thing. Evil is the absence or the intentional distortion of a good thing. God reveals what is good. He reveals his will, his heart. He is goodness. Whenever we have an absence of good, whenever we distort what is good, whether that be truth, beauty, mercy, justice, love, when we intentionally violate or distort those things, that's sin.